Models are kind of like unicorns. Pristine, untouchable, and beautiful. And much like unicorns, if a friend of yours tells you he's ridden one before, he's lying to you. Models are sometimes a cautionary tale about how to destroy your body, but sometimes they tap into an outrageously fabulous life. So we're going to look at a little model weird on today's episode of 5 Weird Things. Welcome to the channel. You know, when I was a teenager, my friend's sister was a jean model for a major brand. Jean model means she had an amazing butt. And she did. Now, what's your model story? When did you run into a model in the wild? Put it down in the comments, and don't lie. All right, let's get into it. First, the things we all need to know. A fashion model is a person who promotes clothing, accessories, and beauty products through a variety of activities, including runway shows for clothing designers, photo shoots for magazines, newspapers, and other media outlets, social media modeling, which is 90% amateurs that say they're models and 10% that are actually models, and brand representation through commercials and appearance work. Weird thing number 5, the runway. Now, the runways were not always elevated. Back in the day, models used to strut on the same floor as the audience, no fancy raised platforms. If it was still like that today, there'd probably be more tripping over people's designer handbags than over those 6-inch stilettos they insist that they wear. Now, most runway shows are over in 10 to 15 minutes. That's less time than it takes for models to recover from wearing those sky-high heels. Fashion shows happen in New York, London, Milan, and Paris, each with its own individual vibe. Paris is all about haute couture, while New York is like, let's be edgy, but can we do it in all black? Runway lighting is so important, you'd think that they're trying to land a plane. One wrong spotlight and suddenly your silky couture gown looks like a wrinkled bedsheet. These days, you'll see models of all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds, which means one thing. People can finally point at the runway and say, hey, they're rocking that look. Maybe I can pull it off too, right? Weird thing number 4. The runway walk. The iconic runway stare isn't just about looking fierce. It's also a clever way to avoid thinking about how badly these heels are killing your feet. Models are trained to walk in a straight line like it's life or death situation. If only they could apply the same precision when trying to parallel park. Walking in sky-high heels on a slick runway is like performing an Olympic sport. One wrong step and it's less high fashion, more high flying. Now notice how runway models barely swing their arms? It's like their bodies know they need to save all the energy for the intense power walk, and maybe to keep from face planting. When models strike that final pose, they're not just showing off the clothes. They're also trying to remember which foot they led with, because the turnaround is a quick spin, and doing it without a stumble is close to runway rocket science. Weird thing number 3. Celebrities that started out as models. Cameron Diaz. Before charming audiences with her comedic talent, Cameron Diaz was a teen model for brands like Calvin Klein and Levi's. Little did they know she'd soon be making us laugh in The Mask as her first role. Ashton Kutcher. His modeling career began when he was scouted at a bar. He quickly became a model for Calvin Klein way before he was punking celebrities and charming the world in That 70s Show. Charlize Theron. The Oscar-winning actress started off as a model in South Africa. She even won a modeling contest at 16, but it wasn't long before she traded in the runway for the Hollywood red carpet. Channing Tatum. Long before dancing his way into our hearts in Magic Mike, Channing Tatum modeled for brands like Abercrombie & Fitch, and those abs? Basically, that's his early portfolio. Gigi Hadid. Okay, she is still a model, but Gigi Hadid's career has expanded into the celebrity realm. From walking every major runway to co-hosting events like the American Music Awards, she's far more than just a pretty face. Weird thing number 2. Model criminals? Jeremy Meeks, known as the Hot Felon. Meeks gained fame when his mugshot went viral in 2014 after being arrested on weapons charges. His good looks caught the attention of modeling agencies, and after serving time, he transitioned into a modeling career. Talk about a glow up from a mugshot to do the runway. Naomi Campbell. Supermodel Naomi Campbell has faced multiple legal issues, most notably being charged with assault for allegedly throwing a phone at her assistant in 2006. Despite her legal troubles, Campbell continues to be a fashion icon, proving that you can throw both shade and a phone. Brandy Brandt. A former Playboy playmate and model, Brandt was sentenced to 6 years in prison in 2014 for her involvement in a drug smuggling operation. She helped hide cocaine in airplane bathrooms. Turns out, the runway wasn't her only connection to planes. Heather Locklear. While more known for her acting, Heather Locklear started her career with modeling gigs. She had several run-ins with the law, including arrests for domestic violence and battery on police officers. Not the kind of headlines you want after leaving the runway behind. Simone Farrow. An Australian swimsuit model, Farrow was arrested in 2012 for running an international drug trafficking ring. She used her modeling career as a front for smuggling meth, proving her career pivot wasn't exactly glamorous. And finally, weird thing number 1. Drastic ways that models stay thin. The cotton ball diet. Some models reportedly eat cotton balls that are soaked in juice to feel full without consuming calories. It's basically a human version of stuffing a teddy bear, except way less fun and much more bizarre. The air diet. Yes, this is a real thing. Models pretending to eat by putting food near their mouths and taking a deep breath. Apparently, the idea of lunch is enough to keep them going, because oxygen is clearly a superfood now. Let's be honest, this next one's more accurate than anybody knows. Cigarettes and coffee. For some, the classic combination of chain smoking and chugging black coffee serves as a meal replacement. Let's just say this is not exactly what nutritionists have in mind when they talk about a balanced diet. The ice cube snack. Feeling hungry? Just munch on an ice cube. 0 calories, 0 satisfaction, but at least your jaw gets a workout. Plus you stay hydrated. Sort of. The baby food diet. Some models actually eat baby food as a meal replacement, claiming that it is low in calories, portion controlled. Because if it's good enough for babies, gotta be good enough for the runway, right? Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Click on more of my videos to keep the weird going. And if you are still watching, today's code word is haute couture. Put that down in the comments as if you really know what it means. Take care. Have a great day.